Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a quiet, honestly almost invisible epidemic that is likely affecting you or someone you know right at this very second. Take a quick second to look inward. We're going to explore this totally modern phenomenon of why, even with the entire world right at our fingertips, everything just kind of feels numb. We'll be diving into the absolutely fascinating science of overstimulation to figure out exactly why this is happening. Let me ask you directly. Have you noticed something strange lately? Maybe a bizarre, subtle disconnect from the world around you? Or maybe you felt this sudden distance from the hobbies, the places, or even the things you used to absolutely love. You sit down to watch a highly anticipated movie, or maybe you boot up a brand new game, or you're just casually scrolling through social media, and then it hits you. Nothing feels exciting anymore. The things that used to bring you joy, the stuff that used to give you that amazing spark of energy and anticipation, they just don't have the same punch. It's like daily life has literally lost its color. You wake up, grab your phone, scroll for hours, talk to people, and just go through the motions of your day. But deep down, you just feel emotionally flat. It's like your brain is just exhausted by life itself. And look, what you absolutely need to know right now is that millions of people are quietly suffering from this exact same feeling. Outwardly, they look totally fine. They still laugh, they still post online, they still show up to work or school. But internally, they are completely disconnected from that feeling of true excitement. Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1, the science of overstimulation. People so often jump straight to blaming themselves for this numbness, right? They think, oh, it's just my lack of motivation or maybe depression. But actually, the biological root cause comes down to how our brains interact with our hypermodern environment. Just look at this staggering contrast. The modern human brain processes more stimulation in a single day than humans experienced in weeks or literally even months hundreds of years ago. We are constantly bombarded with infinite videos, music, and endless scrolling. Honestly, your burnout is completely validated by the math alone. We simply were not built to process this insane volume of input. To really get the mechanism behind this burnout, we have to talk about dopamine. You've probably heard of it. It's often called the motivation chemical. It's deeply hardwired into reward and anticipation in the human brain. Every single time we encounter something new, exciting, or rewarding, our brain naturally releases dopamine. It's a genuinely beautiful system designed to keep us learning and surviving. But modern technology, it has learned to exploit this system endlessly. Just think about your daily media diet. Short videos, swipe. Another video, swipe, swipe. Boom, boom, boom. Your brain is getting hijacked by these overwhelming, burst-like moments of totally artificial novelty. And then come the notifications. Ping, a message. Ping, an alert. Ping, breaking news. The algorithms are constantly, relentlessly feeding your brain these tiny little hits of stimulation without giving you a single second to recover. And of course, the likes. An instant metric of social approval delivered right to your pocket. Because of this relentless barrage of videos, notifications, and likes, your brain actually has to adapt. It has to. It literally becomes completely desensitized just to handle the massive load. And the terrifying results of all this? Normal life starts to feel incredibly slow. Quiet moments become excruciatingly boring. It's exactly like eating your absolute favorite, richest dessert every single day. Eventually, it just stops feeling special. Your brain has been fed so much constant excitement that it is now physically harder to feel excitement naturally. Let's slow things down a bit and move to section 2, the death of novelty and the illusion of comfort. And this brilliantly illustrates why, when our baseline for stimulation gets this high, our modern conveniences ironically start stripping the intensity right out of our lives. Think back to childhood. Why did the world feel so vibrant and exciting back then? The simple answer is novelty. Everything was brand new. Your brain hadn't adapted yet, so it experienced the world with pure, unfiltered curiosity. But adulthood is largely defined by routines, endless repetition, and unfortunately, emotional flatness. It's the ultimate modern trap. Step 1, you wake up. Step 2, you immediately start scrolling. Step 3, go to work. Step 4, sleep. Step 5, repeat the whole shebang. This endless repetition slowly kills our emotional intensity. And when you combine that monotonous cycle with constantly comparing your ordinary day to the idealized, perfectly curated lives on social media, well, your own perfectly fine life suddenly feels like it's just not enough. We also have to remember how humans actually evolved. We evolved in environments filled with challenge, unpredictability, and a whole lot of waiting. In the past, waiting for a movie, a game, or a highly anticipated album release built incredible excitement. The scarcity actually created the value. But in the present, technology has made comfort a constant. Everything is instant: 2-day shipping, food delivered to your door in 20 minutes, infinite music streaming on demand. While that instant access feels amazing temporarily, it ironically removes all the anticipation. It strips away the emotional value and leaves us with this hollow emotional emptiness. We psychologically need challenge and purpose, and without them, life just flatlines. Now, this brings us to a really critical distinction in Section 3, the mental exhaustion epidemic. We really need to shift our focus to the profound difference between being physically tired and being mentally exhausted. When people say they're exhausted today, they aren't usually talking about physical labor. They are facing an entirely different beast. We're talking too much information, endless choices, and absolutely zero silence. This is exactly why you can literally lie on the couch in sweatpants, staring at a screen for 3 hours doing absolutely zero physical work, and somehow feel way more exhausted than when you sat down. Your brain just consumed a staggering amount of stimulation, but got absolutely zero meaningful emotional fulfillment in return. I really want you to let this sink in for a second. People physically exist inside moments while mentally existing somewhere else entirely. This constant distraction fundamentally destroys our presence. And excitement and joy, they are deeply tied to being present. When we aren't fully there, real life, the stunning sunsets, the deep conversations, the quiet nature walks, it all starts to feel a little less real. We end up consuming motivation and content about life instead of actually living it. So, the crucial point is, how do we fix this? Let's pivot to Section 4, how to reset your brain. There is a hopeful, highly actionable solution to finding our joy again. I want you to imagine just sitting quietly, no phone in your hand, no music playing in the background, no screens, no distractions, just pure, unbroken silence. For a lot of us, honestly, the mere thought of doing that right now feels deeply, deeply uncomfortable. We've become completely dependent on constant stimulation just to avoid stillness. But facing that stillness, that's the very first step. If you can commit to a 1-month reset, living without that constant artificial stimulation, absolute magic happens. Yes, it means less digital noise. Yes, it means forcing yourself to have more real, tangible experiences. It actually means embracing a whole lot more boredom and ultimately finding more presence. At first, you're going to crave the distraction. It'll itch. But eventually, the brain slowly resets itself. The simple things will actually begin to feel deeply meaningful again. Please, hear this clearly. The fact that life feels emotionally numb right now does absolutely not mean your emotions are broken. There is nothing fundamentally wrong with your ability to feel joy. Your brain is simply overwhelmed. It is overstimulated and disconnected from real experiences. But this numbness, it's not permanent. You can reconnect with your life. But the path back isn't through finding more extreme stimulation, it is through finding less. Which leads us right to our final takeaway in Section 5, craving meaning. Think back to the absolute happiest moments of your life. I am willing to bet they were shockingly simple. A real, completely unfiltered conversation with a friend, a sudden burst of unexpected laughter, a moment where you were fully, completely present. You weren't endlessly scrolling. You weren't engaging with some algorithm. This proves that at our core, we don't crave infinite stimulation, we crave real connection. Modern life is just incredibly good at distracting us away from the things that actually fulfill us. So the very next time your life feels emotionally flat and you find yourself automatically reaching for your phone to fill the void, pause. Ask yourself this one question. Are you truly living your experiences, or are you just endlessly consuming distractions between them?